Hey mini enthusiasts, how you doing? Welcome back. It's part 27 of the Project Kit build. So once again, the videos are coming thick and fast, and that's because I need to clear off my hard drive because I know there's a load more footage to get on with. So Mark's been busy working away. As you can see, I'm back here in this update working on the car. So this was a couple of weekends ago. We had Goodwood 77th members meeting in between. And just before we get too much into the video, I thought I'd just mention I've set up a Facebook page now. It's called Classic Mini Workshop. And the idea behind setting up a Facebook page is because I get lots of requests from people I don't really know, kind of on my personal Facebook page, because my YouTube channel is my name. So it all gets a bit mixed up. So I thought I'd set up a Classic Mini Workshop page, and I can keep that dedicated to mini stuff. And I won't annoy all my friends and family when I keep putting up mini videos and mini pictures, bits and bobs like that. So I'd appreciate if you're on Facebook, get over there, like the page, get involved, and I will put some exclusive content on there. Just try and keep the page interesting. So anyway, into the update. So as you can see, this is all about building the engine this week. So the bottom half we have left pretty standard, just because taking some good advice on the gearbox. The bottom end has done about 50,000 miles. The gearbox works, and I'm no expert at automatic gearboxes, especially not on A-series minis. Spoken to some very knowledgeable people, and the general consensus seems to be that if it's working, leave it alone. So we've just given it a bit of a refresh, new gaskets, had the head overhauled, and we're just going to give it a bit of a clean up, tidy up, and assemble it back together. So as you can see, just at the timing cover end now, just fitting a new timing cover. It's got a new Sipmlex timing chain, which is a single width timing chain, but it is the mini Spares EVO kit, which I think comes with an uprated tensioner. It's an uprated chain. It's just a bit better than standard. This engine, like I say, is an automatic. It's not going to be high revving, so really no point fitting a duplex kit on there. We did, however, come across a problem. The EVO kit should come with the gaskets, the new timing chain, new tensioner bracket, and new tensioner guide. Unfortunately, it didn't come with a guide, and Mark actually ordered two kits and neither come with the tensioner guides. They should do, so we're gonna have to get onto mini spares, and it looks like they've just forgot to pick the part. So if you've been watching for a while, you would have seen how great the bodywork looks now. Now it's been wet flatted and polished. The bodywork was sent away to a professional detailer to have that wet flat done. Mark done the paintwork, and it was sent away to be wet flatted. And I've only done a few photos so far, but it really does look amazing. So the next video that goes up, I've got permission from the guy that done the wet flatting and polishing. Got to give him a bit of a shout out and show some of the photos that he took while he was doing the job, and give a bit more detail of how we done it. So I'm sure that'll be really interesting. I know a few people have asked me questions. Hopefully I should get that video up tomorrow or the day after, so keep an eye out for that. So just fitting new studs into the block, and these are brand new studs they are. We're not reusing the old ones. Not saying you can't reuse the old ones, they are not stretch bolts or stretch studs, so you can, but you should really only reuse them maybe once or twice. So because we don't know, Mini Spares do a competition head stud kit, which is what we're using. They're not ARP. ARP head studs and nuts and bolts are probably the best you can buy. Great for race engines, but they are very expensive. And while it'd be very nice to fit them on kit, it's really a bit overkill. Like I say, it's not a race engine and it won't be being driven very hard.
This is a head that was overhauled by Alex at the car kitchen. So I think he skimmed the faces. It's had new exhaust and inlet valves. It's cleaned up the chambers, matched them all. I think it was the 21cc, which is I think what they should be for a standard car, non-turbo. And then new valve springs and guides and valve guide oil seals as well, and they're fitted on the inlets and exhausts. But it's a nice head now, should make a bit of extra power.
I should just mention Alex at the car kitchen. I think he's done a really good job on the head. This video is by no means sponsored by the car kitchen, so it's my genuine opinion. I didn't mention to Alex that I YouTube or anything like that. I generally don't like doing that. I like, if people want to give good service, they give good service, and Alex genuinely did. So he done the head, he done a really good job. He kept me well informed, and I think for what he done, it was a very reasonable price. So I would thoroughly recommend Alex at the car kitchen. As you can see here, we're fitting those nice red roller tip rockers. So they are Mini Sport 1.5 ratio roller tip rockers. So they do a couple of things. They're just better manufactured than the standard rockers. They have roller bearings on the tips, and that basically, where it pushes the valve down, it rolls over the top of the valve stem rather than pushing it sideways, so it improves valve stem life. There's less friction, and it's a different ratio as well. So I think the exact ratio of standard rockers, I think they're 1.27 or 1.3. So that means for the camshaft movement, for the camshaft lift, you're going to get a 1.3 ratio at the valves. So obviously by fitting 1.5s, you get slightly increased valve lift, and I think, I might be wrong, but you get a slightly longer valve duration as well, which means basically you get more air to fuel ratio into the cylinder head, and you can get more out. And obviously the more in, the more out, the more power you create. So roller tip rockers, 1.5 ratio. It's not quite as good as fitting a camshaft, but it's a little step forward. It's certainly easier than fitting a cam. It's like fitting a very mild cam to the car. So apologies, bit of a discussion going now. I think that we were talking diesel particulate filters, which is something you won't find on kit, but you will find on a Range Rover or Land Rover if you happen to own one, and any diesel car after about 2011. So frustratingly, it would have been nice to get the engine finished and buttoned up there, but because we were missing that valve guide, the plastic guide, we couldn't quite get it finished. So missed out a bit of footage here, but I did get as far as getting the distributor in, getting that all wired up in the correct order. And at the moment you can just see me going through the valves and setting the valve clearances at the moment. Now they are slightly wider with roller tip rockers, so I'm setting them to 15 thou here. What you actually find with roller tip rockers and valve clearances is if you set them too tight, it will obviously be quiet, but reduces the power. And you can set them too tight and that will cause the valves to burn out. And obviously you can set them too loose and it will be very, very rattly, but the MG Metro engine, when they tested it actually made more power with increased valve clearances, and I think they run them up to about 17 thousandths of an inch, maybe 18, but these are set at 15, which is a bit of a compromise. They should produce power and not be quite as rattly. So thanks for watching this week, guys. There'll be a few more updates coming very, very soon. So cheers, have a great week.